What's up, class? My name's Don Kavi. Welcome to my channel where we talk about all things entrepreneurship and making your passion your life. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of how I raised $500,000 for my startup, iCrimeFighter, and how you can take away some lessons for use on your startup. If you're interested in entrepreneurship, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be the first to know when a new video drops. Let's get into it. Raising investor money can be overwhelming for anyone. That's why I'm going to walk you through how I did this in my startup called iCrimeFighter. First, I'd like to say I'm not a police officer. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I've founded or co-founded 5 different companies. When I see a good idea, I pounce on it. iCrimeFighter is an evidence hosting platform that uses mobile apps to collect and securely upload evidence to the cloud. It's now evolved into a platform where law enforcement share evidence with district attorneys and many other functions. Today, there are over 300 police agencies with thousands of officers across the U.S. using our software. I'm going to rewind us back 10 years ago when I raised $500,000 to get this company going. Our very first product was an application that could collect photo, audio, video, and notes on a smartphone application. It would save those files into a secure folder that was then physically taken off the device with a cable. This product was extremely simple. It's what we call in the startup world a minimum viable product, an MVP. This means a solution that is very basic and that someone will pay money for, but it doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. We built this MVP with an investment of $5,000 from the police officer co-founders and myself and programmers building the application. After the app was in the marketplace, we started getting traction and chiefs of police asking us to build a version that would send all of the evidence to the cloud. I knew this project would be much larger than what we did previously, but I realized it was much more scalable business model, and in the future it could become a game changer in the marketplace. So I set out to raise an initial small amount of capital, sometimes referred to as a seed round, to build an application that would upload encrypted evidence to the cloud. I created a product summary and a pitch for seed investors. We were essentially building what's called a workflow enhancement app. We were making existing work easier. Investors in Minneapolis aren't known for going into high-risk ventures, for example, a social media startup, but something that is a workflow enhancement, an app like this, I felt we could get some support. I took several meetings and lunches, and I was able to convince 3 investors to go in and raise an initial round of $100,000. When you raise money like this, you need to set what's called a valuation. A valuation is how much your business is worth. This is because if someone's going to put money into your company, they need to know how much stock or what percentage of the business they're going to own after the investment. In this scenario, we were very early on, and hence it's risky, so the investor valuation had to be low. At the time, we raised $100,000 with $1 million post-money valuation. That means before we took the money, our company was worth $900,000. After we took the money, $1 million. So the investors got 10% of the company for $100,000. Now, there are several ways to get this number, and that in itself is something that I need to make an entire video about, and I will later. But for this video, I'm going to keep the story going. After getting the investment, we set to work building the software. It's always easier on paper than it is in reality. There's a saying, it takes twice as long and twice as much money to bring a product to market. Once the first cloud prototype was finished, we started going to police chief shows and showing it off. We got enough interest to sell the first 3 agencies on monthly subscriptions. After we had 3 months of them using the software, I was able to pull statistics to show that they were uploading and downloading the cases. These statistics showed the police were heavily using the application, uploading evidence and downloading evidence every day for their reports. It's exactly what potential investors wanted to see. I also reached out to police chiefs for quotes telling us how much they liked iCrimeFighter. Using all this new information, I made a new pitch deck for investors. I was able to land a spot to pitch at a group called the Gopher Angels. The pitch went extremely well. With these statistics of agencies using the software and quotes from the police chiefs, it was an easy sell. A key lesson when raising money is that valuation is critical. I said earlier we had a post-money valuation of $1 million. Now that we had paying clients using the software, we went to investors with a $5 million post-money valuation. That means the company was worth 5 times more than in the first round of funding. Why do entrepreneurs do this? Because they can get more capital and give up less stock. If we had raised $500,000 in the first round, we've given up half the company. Now, raising an extra $400,000, we're giving up less than 10%. It's this reason why entrepreneurs raise money in chunks. And if you did it all in once, you'd end up giving the entire company away. This company started 10 years ago, and today it has over 300 police agency clients and thousands of officers across the US. Today, it's actually growing at a faster rate than it's ever grown before, adding several agencies every month. Normally, a tech startup investors go into, they hope to sell within 3 to 5 years. We're now 10 years into my startup. Looking back, it's because our market was government, and government moves and adopts to technology at a much slower pace than private industry. But fortunately, the times have really caught up with our solution, and the company is now thriving. During my time at the company, I was the COO and then the CEO. I left to buy Golden Acres, a raw dog food company, and I became an entrepreneurship teacher. I grew and sold the dog food company. I then started a kombucha brewery, and I now own a digital marketing agency that has the contract with iCrimeFighter to run their marketing. I still am a significant shareholder at the company, and yes, this is quite the full circle story. If you're trying to raise money for your startup, there are lessons that can be learned from my story. The key takeaways are that if you're asking investors to back you, you have to show them an exit plan of how they're going to make several times their money back. Why should they be betting on you? In this example, we showed investors a solution that made the lives of police officers easier, and we gave investors a fair valuation for their risk they're taking. 10 years is a lot longer than we all thought it was going to take, but we're all in a very happy place today, and we can't wait to see what the future is going to bring. So what are you waiting for? It's time to get working on your plan. It's easy to say tomorrow, 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 but in the world of entrepreneurship, it's now or never. Things will always take longer than you think and cost more money than you expect. But in the end, it's all about pursuing your dreams. So that's it for now. Let's keep cranking on your startup and making your passion your life. Ciao.